nervous to make this video. A few of you have noticed that I've been a little bit quieter on social media over the past month. I've even gotten a couple DMs asking if I'm okay, which is incredibly sweet. I really didn't think people were going to notice. But if the title didn't explain this for me, I have taken on a corporate job. So I have a 9-to-5 now, which has been quite the adjustment, as you can imagine. This is actually like my first formal corporate job ever. I worked at a small marketing firm in college, and then very quickly after graduating, I went full-time with my social media platforms. But a month ago, I started my role as the new social media manager of Caesar's Palace here in Las Vegas. So I'm still creating social media content, but it's definitely a whole different world versus the beauty industry. Now, do not hit unsubscribe, please. I do not plan on abandoning my channel. In fact, out of all the social media platforms, YouTube is one that I really want to prioritize keeping alive. I still plan on bringing you beauty videos, reviews, makeup tests, and comparisons, but maybe also a glimpse into this new lifestyle that I'm experiencing for the very first time. I mean, my daily makeup routine has changed tremendously now that I'm waking up doing my makeup to leave the house every day. So if anything, I'm hoping that my new experiences kind of bring a fresh perspective to my product reviews, because I'm actually testing them more similarly to how you're probably wearing them. I'm sure this will come as a surprise to many, because you always hear people talking about how they want to leave their corporate job to be able to support themselves full-time with content creation. And I feel like that mentality, like thinking that that is the right direction, actually held me back from exploring what else was out there for me. But the more I learned about this job, the more I found myself wanting it and found myself excited to try something new and seeing everything I've learned doing all this by myself applied to something bigger. Now, I'm definitely still trying to figure out how to balance my time, because I have not tried to manage a full-time job with my social media platforms for nearly a decade. And at the same time, I'm also allowing myself some breathing room to get re-inspired and to figure out what's next for my content, what it's gonna look like within the context of this new life chapter. I am talking a lot with my hands today. But I also wanna give myself permission to explore other topics on this channel. Now, I'm not turning into a Vegas channel by any means. I am still a beauty enthusiast and deeply interested in the beauty community and industry, but maybe I'll talk about other stuff too, here or there. And if I take a couple weeks off, maybe work is busy, or maybe I just want to rest and not work all the time, I will appreciate the grace and understanding that I know you all will give me. So I do want to give a little peek behind the curtain and share what influenced me to make this decision. I had definitely just had the feeling, or like the pull toward trying something new. I have been creating beauty content online since 2012. I went full-time in 2016, and I think it's human to crave change. Over the past year and a half, I've had so many moments where I've thought to myself, what else could I be doing? And I would scroll LinkedIn jobs and think, could I get this job? Would I like to have this job? And every so often, I would just send in an application, and eventually one called back. I had this misguided belief that because I had achieved becoming a full-time content creator by the age of 23, you know, that's what so many people are trying to work towards, right? That I shouldn't want to ever be traditionally employed again. And that was the only path that I should, you know, plan on having. Basically, I boxed myself in based on what I thought other people would think was the right move or the right path. And finally, I just made a decision based on what I felt was right for me. And that alone, just making that decision based on what I want, what I think is good for me right now, even though it was very scary and I had a lot of moments like, am I doing the right thing? It's also very liberating. Another factor that led me to exploring more traditional job, and this may sound like a no-brainer, but the stability. The creator economy is huge and it continues to grow, but even in 2025, I would not necessarily call it stable. Just like with any type of entrepreneurship, you have to hustle to create the stability that you want. And at the same time, social media is constantly changing. We saw so much chaos earlier this year around the TikTok ban, and how a lot of creators said that at the flip of a switch, they were expecting to lose a lot, if not all of their income. Now, personally, in the past couple of years, I've experienced a shift in the types of brand deals and sponsorship opportunities that I've been offered, I've had to turn down a lot of sponsorships this year. I've turned down sponsorships from major beauty brands that you grew up using, that you can spot in any beauty aisle, and I've turned them down because I don't feel good about what they're asking me to create. Over the past year, I've had major skincare brands offer to sponsor a review video of their product, but they want me to post it within days of receiving the product that I have never tried before. And when I push back and say, hey, I'm not gonna know if I like the product or if it even works for my skin in that time, they're like, well, that's what we need, so take it or leave it. So I decline and I lose out on thousands of dollars because I don't feel good about doing that. I'm not just a spokesperson. I know that y'all look to me for honest reviews so that you can spend your money in a more educated way. And the only reason I've been able to do all this as my job for 9 years is because of you. So I've been honest with you this long, I'm not gonna stop now. Actually, I'm currently working on a sponsored video that's gonna go up probably in a couple weeks. And one, I told the brand I want at least 3 weeks to test this product. They agreed. And then as I started testing it, I let them know, hey, I'm liking your product, but there are pros and cons that I wanna point out that I think are really important for my audience to know. And they were like, we want you to be fully honest about your experience. And those are the types of brand deals that I love, that I want, and that I see are becoming a little bit more rare. Now, I'm only talking from my experience. This is only my truth. I can't talk about any other creators' experiences or what kind of brand deals they are getting offered or participating in. I posted this one on Instagram and TikTok, but I had a major hair care brand ask me to do a few videos for them, but in the contract, they said that they could use my likeness in any AI use forever, and they would not take that out of the contract. What are we doing here? Another factor that had been weighing heavy on me is that I know a lot of people are struggling right now, and a big slice of creator income is affiliate commission. So when I talk about a product and you click through one of my affiliate links to purchase it, I get a percentage, anywhere between like 5 and 15% depending on the brand. Sometimes you might even get a discount for using my links or my codes, so it can be a win-win. Affiliate links are everywhere now. They are dominating my feed, especially with TikTok Shop. Even if you've only been watching me for a year, you've probably heard me say multiple times now that I don't want to be the content creator or the influencer who's constantly telling you that you have to buy the latest and greatest. I don't want to be that type of person who's like, this mascara is the very, very best, even though I called this mascara the best last week. I actually don't like this mascara. But whether I like it or not, selling product is a huge part of this job. Now, obviously, in my new role, there is an overarching goal to get people to visit Caesar's Palace, and I'm selling an experience, but there's so much diversity in the content that I'm creating, whether it be the celebrity chef restaurants or the Coliseum residencies like Kelly Clarkson and Dolly Parton, hello, or even sports, which is totally new to me. But there's just so much variety in my work now that I am feeling it reignite my creativity. Long story short, with my social media platforms not being my main source of income anymore, I'm hoping to lead with passion and make content how I want, when I want, and not necessarily always having it be focused on a product or something I can link to. And I'm excited to see what that content's gonna look like. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I do have some things in the works. Like I wanna show you my new makeup routine and the products that I'm actually using every single day now that I'm doing my makeup and going into work. Maybe even my favorite business casual outfits after wearing basically pajamas while I work for 9 years. Let me know if there's anything else you wanna see. Okay, well, I wanna end this by thanking all of you and everyone who's stuck around. You know, I recognize the regular commenters and I try to call you out by name. I know that I'm not the biggest influencer, content creator, YouTuber, whatever, but creating a very real community here has been the highlight of my life. And that's why I don't want to disappear and I want to keep this alive. I just want to do it on my own terms without worrying about numbers. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. Join me over in this one next where I test new makeup for a full week. And this was one of my first corporate work weeks. Y'all just didn't know it yet. I'll see you over there. Bye.